Hi everybody. Well, today is Tuesday, Weight Watcher weigh-in day. Maybe you can tell. Yeah, it just started to really storm, and I needed to get to the grocery store for some needed items. And so I'm just going to kind of chat with you while I sit in the car and kind of wait for it to calm down some. I think it will. I hope it does. I know I have an umbrella in here. Hopefully. Anyway, okay guys, so my weigh-in today was a loss of 1.8 pounds. Yay! Not ounces, but 1.8 pounds. So that takes my total down to 34.8 pounds lost altogether. So you see, over the combination of the last few weeks, minus 6 ounces, minus 8 ounces, and today minus 1.8 1 pound 8 ounces, it all adds up. So every bit that you're taking off does make a difference. And I kind of calculated that I am 15 pounds from my goal weight. So I think I've got a lot of work to do this last half, just keeping myself in the right frame of mind. So I'm very excited. You know, it's hard sometimes to tell from week to week because I don't weigh at home. I won't do that. I feel like that's just something that sabotages my mind thinking. So I basically just go in on my weekly Tuesdays, and that's when I weigh. And sometimes it's kind of hard to tell. Do I feel like I lost? Now, I'm slowly starting to see more in my face, and of course, my clothing is definitely one that indicates to me I'm losing inches. So it's all good there. This week I just have a couple of simple little lunches that I made for myself. Some of them weren't mind-blowing. One meal that I did make that I had throughout the week that I made in my Instant Pot was a chicken fried rice. And I just have to tell you, I think it was the best chicken fried rice I have ever had anywhere. It was so good. And it was so simple and so easy. I recently invested in a new Instant Pot. It's a mini. And I use my big Instant Pot. But when I'm just doing like a small batch of oatmeal or steel-cut oats or hard-boiled eggs and like this chicken fried rice, I use the mini pot. It's just so much easier to do those little things in it, and it was so good. And I found the recipe on YouTube, so I will go ahead and link her channel below. And I just didn't have like quite everything that she used. I think she used kind of like a sweet soy sauce, and I've never seen that anywhere. I'm going to keep my eye out for it, but I didn't use that. And then I added my own lemongrass paste to it, but it was so basic. It was vegetable stock, rice. I used the chicken tenders that were frozen and just cut them into bite-sized pieces, a bag of frozen peas and carrots, and soy sauce, sesame oil, a little bit of butter, onions. That simple. And an egg. And you do everything in the Instant Pot. It was just so easy and so delicious. And I cut her recipe in half. So for me, it made 5 1-cup servings. Is that right? Yes, 5 1-cup servings. So I just kind of had it throughout the week. One time I had it for lunch, one time I had it for dinner, and I'd fix like an accompaniment of cucumbers and tomatoes with it, or just a salad. One time I had an extra piece of chicken breast, so I just kind of chopped that up and then put the rice over it just to add more chicken. It was just so good and so easy. And then, like I said, a couple of just simple little meals. Now, I will say, you know, I just want to report this because this is part of my journey, but I had some difficulty sleeping this week, and sometimes I think it is hormonal. And, you know, it's just, instead of fighting it, because when you fight the sleep, you just get overtired the next day, and it makes you impatient, and then it just seems like you can't think clearly. And so I had a couple of nights where my sleep was just interrupted. I would just I felt sound asleep, and then all of a sudden, boing, my eyes just are open, and I'm like, oh, toss and turning. And I try all the things that usually work for me. I try to read, and, sometimes I just give in. But one night in particular, it was about 1 o'clock in the morning, and I had fallen asleep at about 11:30, which is, normally I do tend to go to bed between 11:30 and 12. I get about 6 hours of sleep normally, but and sometimes I take melatonin. It does help. I know some people report they have terrible dreams with it, but I don't usually have that issue. But I just couldn't sleep, and I just was like, I feel like I'm hungry. So I had a half an apple in the fridge, because I'm kind of going by that. If you're really hungry, you'll eat an apple. So I ate the apple, and then I read for a little bit, and 30 minutes later, I'm like, I'm not sleepy. Oh my gosh, I can't be up all night. And I still felt like I was hungry. So I decided I was going to have a half a cup of the little wheat cereal, whole grain, those little check things, no sugar on it or anything, and just a half a cup of 2% milk. And I added it as part of my daily for that next day for my points, which, I don't know, I think it was 6 or 7 just for that. But I was hungry, and I had weekly additional points left over, so I knew I was okay. But instead of fighting that craving, for some reason my body just was telling me I was hungry. I ate it. I went back to bed. I made sure, I turned all the lights back off, and I fell back asleep. So evidently my body was telling me I was hungry. That half an apple wasn't quite enough, but that's what I had. So I say, don't fight it. Don't beat yourself up over it, but give yourself something. And for some reason, that particular night, that's what it ended up. And the last few nights, I've been fine with sleep. So, sometimes you just have those kind of weeks. So I'm going to go ahead and post a couple of little meals that I put together. And until my next video, be kind, be humble, age gracefully. Bye. I bought a cute little mini Instant Pot for smaller food products to cook. And so I have some eggs in there that are hard boiling. And I'll just kind of show you what I'm going to have for breakfast over here. I have some instant oatmeal that's just sitting in hot water. I'm going to add some Fage yogurt to it and frozen blueberries, and that will be breakfast with a hard-boiled egg. And that is an Instant Pot egg. Look at the inside yolk. It's perfect. As you can see, I've mixed up all of my yogurt, berries, and oatmeal, and it's such a good breakfast. 4 total points. And here in my mini Instant Pot, I have a chicken fried rice. You can substitute the chicken for beef or for shrimp. It's delicious. I will link that video below. And for one of my lunches, I have some cherry tomatoes, some cherries, a piece of grilled chicken, carrots, and poppables. These poppables are delicious. They're by Lay's, and they really satisfy the crunch for a chip. And here is cottage cheese, cucumber, and purple onion. Until my next video, thank you so much for watching.